Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, I am going to be doing a flip through of all of my Hanna Karlzon pages completed and a few whips here and there. I had a request from a viewer that said she'd love to see some of my completed pages in these books, so I decided to go ahead and get that filmed for you guys. So let me get situated and I will be right back with you. So this first one's going to be pretty easy because I have no completed pages in this one, unfortunately. This is her newest one that was released. This is Tales from the Witches Cottage. I believe that's the name of it. And there are so many beautiful pages in here that I would have loved to have gotten done. I think I was a little intimidated by some of these, and I'm typically okay doing her pages. I just... I don't know. I just couldn't do one out of here this time. I do have a PDF that kind of goes with this one. Let me grab that. Okay, so I found this page on her Etsy shop, on Hanna Karlzon's Etsy, and I thought it was really cool, first of all. But if you look at a couple of the pages in here, I think there's one page where it's like a whole page of just those ghosts. So I thought it kind of went well with that book. Anyway, so I don't have anything colored in this yet. And this doesn't have to just be Halloween type coloring. It could be any kind of coloring. There's lots of beautiful pages in here. But yeah, so there's that one. And if you haven't checked out her Etsy shop, she does have some pages on there that are not available in any of her books. So it's a pretty cool shop, and you should check it out. So there is that one. Really like it. Okay, so next book. Okay, the next book is Tales from the Forest Kingdom. And this one is, I'm kind of going backwards until I get to Daydreams, and then we'll go the right way around. So anyway, this is the second newest one that's been released. And I have colored a couple in here, but not a ton. So we're going to start from the back because that's always easier for me to find what I'm looking for. So I did start this one, and this one, I'm hoping you guys can see the shine on that. This is playing with my Art Spirits metallic watercolor paints, and I am definitely going to be continuing that over on this side and then using more of those. Excited to play with that and finish that. That is one that I really want to do. I did this one. This one was a buddy color with Imogen, who is the coloring kid on Instagram and here on YouTube. And we did a style swap. So I tried to color mine like I thought she might do it. And again, there's nice sparkly stuff. And then she tends to use really, really pretty palettes, really light, soft palettes. So that's kind of what I went for in this one. Sorry. Here is one that I just finished recently. I had started it in the fall and wasn't able to finish it, so the other day I just kind of went through and finished it up. I've just got a few little sparkly bits on there, and then the rest of it was done with, oh wait, I think I did this for how I color bugs, maybe? Insects? That's a possibility. I think that's what I did, actually. Anyway, so I used Inktense pencils around the outside and the background, and then Black Widow pencils on the little bugs there. And then some metallic and sparkle gold pens. And then this one was a color along on the channel. I think this one was for September. And I really wanted a fun palette that was a good transition from summer into fall. And really, really had fun with this. It was all based with Derwent Inktense, and then we used some pencil, I don't know which one exactly, to add the shading. And then I've got some fun glittery bits on some of the flowers, and then some white Posca here and there too. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I think that's it in this book. Yep. So let me grab the next one. The next one is Tales from the Midnight Masquerade. This one is the first in this series of these thinner, smaller books. And I was not sure about this when I got it, but since then I've decided I liked it, so that's good. I did do the title page here with some Derwent ink tints. That turned out pretty cute. And then I've only done a couple other things in here. So this was the very first page I did. I used a fun stencil in the background, used Derwent ink tints as a base, and then went through and used colored pencil to give highlights and put in that background, and of course some fun stickles on there. This is one that I just recently finished for my How I Color Alphabet series, and this is one of the peacocks I did, and it's so pretty. I love it so much. Excited to color more peacocks now. I think the only other things I've done in here is I started one for another How I Color. Yeah, this one was for How I Color Glass, and this was just to kind of show what a clear glass would look like. So I like that one. And I think the only other thing I've done in here is I've done a little bit of, just a tiny bit of background kind of work. And that's it. So there is those three. Those three are, like I said, they're smaller and thinner, but she's still putting them out almost every year. So we've got, or this, I think both of these were the same year. Let me check that because I can't remember exactly. So this is 2021, and so yeah, so is this one. So this is 2 a year, which is insane. It's crazy. And she's already working on her next one, which will be out this spring. So I think it's another one in this series from like the Cloud Kingdom or the Star something. I can't remember exactly. Okay, so now we're going to start on her older books. Okay, so this is her original, very first coloring book ever. This is Daydreams. And this kind of started the whole thing, I think, for her. This is, since it is the first book, this is the first one I ever got, and it is the one that has the most finished pages of all of the books that I've got of hers. Now you'll notice the fronts, sometimes they look nice and other times they look like this, where I've got, because I'm trying out mediums and I didn't know what worked and what didn't, so it's not very pretty. But then you get to this page and it looks a little bit better, so that's good. So I'm just going to flip through these. A lot of these are done with just pencil, but then I think this one was the first one I did with, I don't know if those were Neo colors or distress inks in the background, but when I realized I could do that, I was very excited. So I started using those quite a bit more. The front half of this book is all done, which I'm very proud of. Don't look at that one. I was experimenting and just trying things out. I did not know how to do a tie-dye thing, but that's what I was going for. This is the very first page I ever did in this book. This one was a close second, and you can kind of see a little bit of a style change as far as the way I color. This one was a pretty old one too. I think this is the first time I used Arteza pencils and really liked the way that they worked. This one I used water-based markers on the bottom here, and then ink tints or probably Neo colors up top, and then pencils and stuff here and there. So I thought that one turned out really good. I was so proud of that one when I did it. This is another one where it's ink tints on this side, on the bits and pieces, and then some chalk pastel in the background. This one is all pencil, and then I've added some glitter sparkle pens on top in the colors. So I've got a green sparkle pen here, pink, yellow, orange, although the orange one is kind of wearing off now. But I mean, I finished that book or that page years ago. So the fact that these ones are still there is pretty impressive. I was really pleased with this one. This is the first time I did bunny fur, and I really, really liked it. So happy with that one. This one was done using mostly, what's it called? Why can't I ever remember what it's called? Distress ink. Oh my goodness. I used a distress ink background, and then I did use distress ink on a couple of the flowers and leaves, and then used some pencils over top to shade everything in. And this, I think, was one of the first times I used Black Widows on a page too, and I used those ones. Thought that turned out good. There's those. I did go through a phase where I was trying to match the sides of the page. So you can see, where's the other one? Like those ones, there are a couple others here and there, but like this one is, I tried to make the colors match. I really loved this one. I was very proud of that one. And this one. And this one, the dragonflies do have some sparkle on their wings, but again, that one's, it's wearing off a little bit. This was the first time I drew in a whole big background, because it was just the butterflies on the page, and I decided to try to make it look like they were crawling around in the woods or something. I don't know. But there's that. And then this is one of the first times where I kind of ignored all of the little embellishments and stuff that she's drawn in, and just kind of did my own thing with the birds. I looked at like a real bird and kind of tried to replicate where the colors would start and end and blend and all that stuff. And I really liked the way that those guys turned out. And then this is where I got stuck because I have seen countless number of pages of people's versions of this layout, and they're all stunning, and I am intimidated. So I think this is gonna have, once I get this one done, I think then I can work my way through the rest of the book. I do have several more pages in the back of this done, but this is the one that kind of stumped me. And it's just, it's a beautiful layout, and like I said, so many people have done it justice, and I'm just afraid I wasn't going to be able to do it. So, and then from here on out, I've got some completed pages and some whips, and so I'll just kind of flip through and talk about those if I feel like I need to. You can see I've got like notes everywhere, so like these ones are both kind of already started, but then I have notes about everything that I want to do for those. These ones are finished. This one is in progress. More in progress. Got a couple done here. I'm not going to talk about that one. Yeah, these ones, excuse me, these ones where you have to do the, draw in your own thing. I'm not a big fan of that, but I really liked the way that my background ended up in this one, so I'm going to finish that up. I do have some things penciled in. I just haven't gotten to that yet, so we'll see. So this side is finished, and then I've got all of the colors that I used from that, so hopefully I can then incorporate those all into the crown. So I kind of was thinking that, like this crown is this one little one that's up here. But I do like this page. This one, I wanted to have just this queen bird, just bright and fun, and then everything else kind of fade into the background. So I used different grays and stuff on them, and kind of grayed out the branches and the leaves, and then just made her bright and vibrant. I kind of like the way that turned out. You can also see I've got like color palettes taped to pages and stuff. So these ones I've kind of got started. This was one of the first times that I used my Tombow and Crayola markers as like a watercolor, and thought that turned out pretty cool. Really liked the effects that I got on the tube things here. I added a couple colors, and then I did the dots, and then I added some water, and it kind of blends it all together. It looked really, really neat. You do have to be careful with those because sometimes those will bleed through. But thankfully on this page they didn't. This one was for a neon challenge. I never use neon colors, so that was really fun to do. This one is one that my daughter has been coloring. I'm hoping that she will continue those. And then here is one that has been a work in progress for forever. I just have to finish this side because this side is done. I just have to finish this side. And I don't know what's holding me back, and I don't know why I can't just do it. But and the other weird thing is this, I think it's that magenta color or one of the dark purples or something, but it bleeds through, which I thought was very strange. Okay, don't want to lose my colors on that one. I think this one was one of the first ones I did with, I don't remember what pencils those were, but I was super pleased with the way that that turned out. I think that might be a color along on the channel. I can't remember. And then of course I've got notes here from my rooster. That one was featured on the channel, and I don't think I have anything else done. Nope, just notes and stuff on the rest of that. So there is Daydreams. I've got quite a few in there, and I'm really hoping, this is one of my books that I want to complete eventually. So really hoping to work more on that one in the near future. All right, the next one is Summer Nights. So I think Daydreams, let me see, this one came out in 2016, and I think Daydreams came out in 2015. So these ones are like one a year. Nope, that's 2006. Wait, second printing. So the first, yeah, it came out in 2015. And then this one came out, one came out in 2016. And you can see on this one, this is another one where I started playing with things and didn't leave myself any notes. So this page, as beautiful as it is, I don't know that I'm going to be able to finish it. There are several glitter pens in here that I don't have any longer, and I don't remember what colors I used. So this one would be one where it would be a kind of a good challenge to go through and see if I can figure out what I used and how to finish it so that it looks like a cohesive page. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, I'm just going to flip from the back on this one because this one does not have as many completed pages. So we're just going to go through 9 ones that are whips. I'll show you those really quick, but this one I think I did on a crown video. Here's a couple that I started and just never got back to finishing. Here's one, again, I think this one I did for the keys video, how I color keys. You'll see several times throughout the book I've got things started. This is just like a Tombow marker or a Crayola marker, and I think it's a fun way to put a nice base layer in for larger areas. This one, this one is the background's definitely going to be different, but I wanted to do a whole page with Crayola markers, and I did this background before I really realized that I didn't, I don't like it anymore for sure, but I can black this out and it'll be fine. So I'm not worried about it. I just, I was gonna try to fix it. You can see around the edges that I was trying to add in some pencil. It's not working. So we're just gonna black that out around the outside and then keep the pretty stuff on the inside. This is one of the first ones that I ever completed in this book. It was when I was still trying to learn how to do everything. So not only the background, but you know, how to blend this. I was trying to go off the colors from a real woodpecker, and I don't know. This is an early page. I think I did these ones for a tutorial, how I color. There's one that started. This one is one of my favorites. I can't remember which pencils I used, but I do know for sure that I used Gamsol in the background to blend it out, and that took forever. It was really hard on my hand and wrist, and so this page took a really long time to finish, but I really love it. I think it's beautiful. and I was very, very proud of it when I finished it up. So yeah, this is one of my favorites. Let's see. There's another one started with marker. Here's one that I did last year. This was for a color along that was on YouTube and I don't know if it was YouTube and Instagram. Might have just been Instagram. But this is not one I would have chosen for myself necessarily, but I really ended up having a good time with it, especially once my sky turned out so cool. This is ink tints in the background, a little bit of neo color, and then white paint splatters for the starry sky. And then I think like marker on the tree and ink tints maybe for the rest of this, a little bit of shading with pencil, and lots of gold sparkle pop pen. Really loved that one. It's a cute little background that I started, never finished. That's like the story of most of every page in here. Here's one that I did. This is another one using Tombow markers as like a watercolor. I think that turned out really cute. These are two of the first ones I ever did where I did a background with pastels, soft pastels. And yeah, this one is from 2017, so this sucker is old. But I really like the way that it looks. This one holds up for me. This background I don't like so much, but I tried to incorporate, you know, different kinds of keys, different kinds of silvers, and then, you know, the orange and the red kind of into the beading on the strings, but it's not my favorite, but it works. It works. This is one that I used for how I color doors. That is also on the channel. And there's one I started with some ink tints. Nope, neo colors probably. Neo colors. All right, next we have Magical Dawn. This one is my favorite of all of the books in this series. And I was watching Zucchini Kitty, who is on YouTube and Instagram. And she colors in Magical Dawn with a specific pencils, the same few pencils on every page, and it's beautiful. It would drive me crazy doing it that way, but I did decide that I wanted to have pink, blue, and purple on every page, or just like all pink page, all blue page, all purple page. So those are my colors, my main focus of colors in this book. And I do have a few completed, and then again, of course, several whips. So the first one that I have is this one. I was really proud of the background. I thought this turned out really cool. I did marker on a lot of the stems and stuff here, and then on the butterfly itself. Used pencil in the background, probably some Gamsol to help blend it out a little bit. But yeah, I was really pleased with the way that one came out. Here's another one that I did. This one was also a color along. This one was with Barbara Color. She is an amazing colorist. If you don't follow her, you need to. She is on YouTube and Instagram, and she did a color along last year in the Magical Dawn books. Each month she would pick a different page, and I participated on this page and was really pleased with the way that turned out. I don't color shells too often, and I liked it, and my background turned out pretty cool, so I was happy. This one was done with my Artlicious pencils. This was a test page to see how they did, and I really like that. I think that's a fun rainbow gem kind of thing, and then the black and the white birds to kind of tone down the crazy multicolors everywhere. That's when I started. I think that was how I color gems, maybe. There's a couple. So this one is almost done. I just have to finish around here and then add in a few things. This one is all done with Tombow markers and Crayola markers. I haven't finished it yet. I started this one with ink tints. Let's see, what else do I have in here that's finished? This one is one that it was a whip for forever, and I had started it with ink tints and did these little gems down here and finished it up so that I could show it off for a how I color tutorial, and I really liked the way that turned out. I like the glass effect, I liked the little gemstone, and then the fact that the little colors kind of overlap. I think that that turned out pretty cool. There's a cool background I did. There's one that's going to be all pinks and reds. This was the very first one I finished in this page, or in this book. It was one of the very first times I ever did skin. She turned out okay. Not great, but okay. There's one I did that's all pretty much, I think, just Inktense and Neo colors. I think. Oh, I started these ones, so I've got some gems, getting ready to color all those purple in there. This one's going to be all purples. Started that. There's blues on that one. Yeah, and that's it on that book. Again, you can see where I'm testing things out to see what works and what doesn't. But that is Magical Dawn. All right, next we have Seasons, and this one is another one that's a close second for one of my favorites. I do have several completed pages in here, as well as tons of whips, because that's just who I am, I guess. We'll start in the back here. So this one is broken up, of course, by seasons. So the back here is all winter pages. And I have a couple started, and then I have one completed. This one, I was pretty intimidated to finish it, but I really love the way that it turned out in the end. I think it's really pretty. I like it a lot. Several started. This one is the one that I did for a color along. I think this was November's color along on the channel, and that turned out really fun. I used Color Soft pencils on this one, and they worked really well in this book. I was very happy. There's one I started and haven't finished. Let's see. There's another one that started. Another one that started. That's a running theme through all of my Hanna Karlzon books. There's one my daughter started. She didn't actually finish hers either, but I'm gonna have her go back and finish that. This one is a fun one that I did. I kind of had done the background and was kind of stuck with what to do with the rest of it, and then there was a blue challenge, so I just did everything blue except for the branch. But you know, you got blue leaves, blue bugs, blue flowers, blue everything. So I thought that turned out fun. This was a tester page when I first got the book to see how some of my markers did on it. I don't like looking at it anymore, but maybe I can fix that. I don't know. We'll see. It was one of the first times that I tried to do a whole background, and I used, what did I use? I think I used the Crayola watercolor pencils to try to test those out in here. And it's not as vibrant as I would like, but it's okay. It's okay. But I'm going to try to use similar colors on this page, which is why I've got these ones done in here. This is just with some Crayola markers, I think. This one is another one that is so close to being done, and I don't know why it's not done. I just have to finish these blue flowers, a couple of these little, whatever those things are, and yeah, and then I'll be done. But I don't know why I can't finish it. Doesn't make any sense. Let's see. This is when I started with crayons. I'm hoping to go back and finish that with crayons. Here's a fun background that I did. This one is all distress inks, and then I used some stencils and, you know, of course, some water splotches and things like that. I just thought it was a really fun one. And then, of course, the goose is going to be, you know, black and white, so I wanted a really vibrant, fun background. So, yep, there is that. Here's one, again, this one's almost done, and I think this is going to be really pretty once these are together. I just have to finish off the hair and the flowers and stuff like that. Her skin turned out really good. I was very pleased with that. And then I really like this page that is like the partner to it. And again, front page started, ever gone back to finish it. It's another one that needs to be done. And then, of course, all my testing. Oh, and then I did do a little bit of color on that one. So that was Seasons. Okay, the next one is Jewelry Box, and this one is another one that I love. This one also has several whips in it and a few finished pages. I also have lots of notes written in here. And then I also have gone through and started doing a little bit of additions to some of the pages. Like, I feel like this one is weird with just the head. So I went in and added, I started to add in some hair and some shoulders, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so this is one of the ones I did. This is all done with Arteza. This is the first time I was using Artezas as, excuse me, as for a skin tone. Pretty pleased with how that turned out. I am gonna black out around the outside and then maybe add some like silver glitter or something. I want it to be a sparkly, sparkly page. And then I'm gonna use the same colors on this side as well. So that's why I've got that note in there still. Let's see, started, note. Let's see, here's one I did for C is for Crown. So this is another one that's on the channel for the How I Color Alphabet series. So you can see like things like this where I've just kind of extended the lines backwards and added in where I think her body would be. And I think that's going to be really pretty once that's colored in. Lots of branches colored in this one. Here's another one that I started for a How I Color Gems, I believe. This is another one where I've started the background and just haven't done anything else to the page yet. This one is pretty much done. This one I think is done. Like I don't foresee needing to add anything else to that. But this is another one that was Arteza pencils, a different kind of skin tone. So she's got more of a yellow skin tone, and of course the yellowy green color in the background doesn't really help, but I just kind of liked that combination. And then I used that color over here as well so that it would kind of tie together. I want to do more in the background, but I'm not sure because I've added this fun like starburst on this one where it says sun. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I feel like it just needs something else. Like this one is okay, but I feel like maybe this whole background needs to be filled in. So I might just take a watercolor or something and do a quick background on that one. This is one that I started with Neo Colors, I think, and then got intimidated by the cat because of fur. You know me. And then this one, I followed a fun tutorial by Cindy Sink. Nope. Maybe. I will put her channel name on screen. I don't think she's putting the videos out currently anymore, but she has several fun tutorials, and this one was a tutorial on how to use oil pastels for a background. And I really had fun with this. I didn't think it was gonna work. I kept saying, oh my gosh, I've messed it up, and you know, was so upset, but then it did, and I really like the way that it looks. So there's that one. And then here's this one. This one is also one that I saw on YouTube, or I can't remember. This one might have been on Pinterest, but I really loved this woman's green background. And so I had some greens in my Neo Colors that I put down, and then there was also like gold flecks in there. So I'm going to add some gold towards the end of this process, but then I added in her shoulders, this swath of hair that comes around the side here, and her skin turned out really well, but I just have to finish. Just have to finish. There's a note for that one. Here's one that I started with Neo Colors. That's gonna be cute, I think, when it's done. Here's another one that was started with Neo Colors, and then of course this gorgeous stenciled background. I'm gonna try to get this done for Valentine's Day. It's super cute. This is another one that I did with Arteza pencil. Nope, this is all polychromos, but this was one of my first times ever doing a darker skin tone. I think she turned out all right, but I've learned a little bit since then. So, but I like her. I really like the headdress. I added a bunch of leaves in the background too. There's one that I started. There's another one I started. This is one that just got started with some Neo Colors. I just have to go back in and add some shading. Again, another background, more that were started. You can see a theme. Here's one again that I started. I have plans for it, but and then you can see here, this is where I was testing all my soft pastels and stuff, trying to figure out how to blend and whatever. And I'm still learning with those. I'm not 100% confident with the soft pastels, but I'm learning. So, okay. So, and then in Spirit Animals, there's just a few that I have done in here. And there's a couple of whips, but not too many. So I started that one with some Neo Colors. And I think I only have, I've drawn in a couple of of things on there, but I have this one that's finished, which I love. This cool background. It's so sparkly. I hope that it comes across that way to you guys and not just like the sheen, but it's like super sparkly. There's like black sparkly paint is what it was. And it turned out really cool. I started this one. Thankfully, I do have my colors here, but I have not gone back to finish this. All I really have to do is finish her hair, and then all of the fun little stuff everywhere, but I just haven't done it. This one is one that I probably need to work on. Here's another one, again, that started and has not been finished. There's another one where I started to black out the background, and then here's the one that's finished here. Then I extended thankfully I extended the background over onto this side so that it kind of will coordinate, and then I've got my colors down here so that I can use some of the same colors on this guy. And yeah, that is it. I think that is it. So that is all of my Hanna Karlzon pages. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that, yeah. This is Hannah's one of my favorite artists, and she's an artist that I will always buy when I am in the mood to color her pages. So I think my three favorite artists are Hanna Karlzon, Ari, and Johanna Basford, and I have to be in a specific mood to color all three of them, but I tend to be in that mood quite a bit. So yeah, I'm really pleased with all the work that I've done, even the ones that I don't love as much now. They were a learning experience. So looking back on them, I might not love them to pieces, but it's, the knowledge that I gained from doing those pages. That is the real positive there. So yeah, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.